Here's a hot take you probably didn't expect. If Trump and Putin really want to make history in Alaska, they shouldn't just focus on Ukraine. They've got a shot at something way bigger. Something that could literally change the future of our planet. I'm talking about nuclear arms control. Now hear me out. The world's last major nuclear agreement, the New START Treaty, is about to expire. That means, for the first time since the Cold War, there could be zero rules limiting the US and Russia's nuclear arsenals. Zero. Imagine both superpowers planning for the worst, building up weapons and basically gambling with all of our lives. Not exactly the vibe we want for the 21st century, right? But this Alaska meeting? It's a rare shot for both leaders to step up, not just for bragging rights, but because it actually makes sense for both countries. And get this, they don't need to hash out every last detail of a new treaty on the spot. Even just starting the process would send a massive signal to their teams and to the world that they're serious about avoiding a new arms race. Both have already hinted they're open to it. Trump basically said letting New START die would be a problem for the world. Putin's flagged the treaty's expiration too, but the clock's ticking. If they wait too long, this gets way harder, and here's the kicker, nobody else can do this. Not the Europeans, not the Chinese, not the Ukrainians, just Trump and Putin, who, by the way, control over 90% of the world's nuclear warheads. This is a pick up the phone and make a deal kind of problem. So, what could they actually agree on, right now? Let's break it down. First, they could reaffirm the basic principle. A nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. It sounds simple, but in today's world, even saying that together would be a powerful move. Second, both leaders could promise, in public, not to build more nukes than the New START limits allow, even after the treaty expires. No lawyers, no paperwork, just a handshake. It buys time, calms nerves, and keeps things stable. Third, they could agree not to start nuclear testing again. Yeah, the big scary underground tests. The world hasn't seen one from America or Russia in decades. Keeping that norm is huge for global security. Fourth, they could freeze the number of so-called tactical nukes, the smaller battlefield ones. They don't even need exact numbers, just a promise not to make more, and suddenly everyone's a little safer. Fifth, remember those mid-range missiles that got banned in the 80s? Both sides could simply say, we're not putting new ones near each other's borders. That alone might stop a whole new arms race in Europe and Asia. And finally, they could start talking about the new tech, the cruise missiles, hypersonics, all the stuff that could blur the line between regular war and nuclear war. Getting ahead of this would be smart, really smart. Look, I'm not saying Alaska is where world peace gets signed, but it could be where two of the most powerful guys on Earth decide not to drag us all back into a nuclear nightmare. That's not just good politics, it's common sense. Here's hoping they see it that way. Thanks for listening.